Ah, of course, my mic didn't unmute. Okay, long story short, RCA tablet, it's not a Surface. Wish somebody would have told me that in the chat. I just noticed it though. Anyhow, RCA tablet is not a Microsoft Surface. It looks like one. It will not charge with the factory charger. Will not charge with our universal charger we have here that has, instead of micro USB, it has the DC, like a DC jack end, DC adapter end. Very good clone of a Microsoft tablet. Why this was bought and defective and not taken back, I'll probably never know. I'm not going to ask. But it is well beyond that time period. I think it was bought and forgotten about. And yeah, it doesn't turn on no matter how we put power to it. So our job with this body is to investigate it. Sorry about having the mute on. I check my levels, but just because I check my levels here doesn't mean they're working for you people out there. I do apologize. I'll have to put a card in saying when the sound actually starts. Come on, pop out. All right. This is very, very similar to that other tablet we had in here, only it doesn't have this part to it. Nothing connected to the back, and funny enough, the same battery as the other one. Let's go ahead and take a look at our power button, wherever that may be. I believe it is here. And if that is there, where is it? Is that really where the volume keys are? Okay, so that's the power button. And there's no way... What are these buttons here? These are little tactile button switches that don't do anything. Alright. Let's go ahead and try and hit our power button to see if maybe the switch was not lined up and see if we get anything. And we get nothing hitting the power button. Okay, so since we get nothing there, let's move this stuff out of the way and we're going to recruit our awesome RC charger. What's up, Frank? We need a cord for the charger. Okay, we have it, and we're going to get some of our multimeter probes. Do a time check, 4:31. Okay, we've got a few more minutes, people. Let's give it a go and see if we can't get a charge on this battery. It may be a symptom of dead battery and it was never charged. It could be a lot of other things. Until we actually look into it, we're not going to know. Hey, Frank. Frank, what are you doing? Frank. Come say hi, Frank. Frankie! Frank. Come here, buddy. Huh? Frank, what are you doing, pal? Huh? What are you doing, pal? Huh? Frankie!
You don't even know the right name, though.
You know what's funny? For not being the right name, he sure does answer to it.
Yeah, but it took you 10 yells at him.
Well, he was in the zone, man. His nose was working double time.
Stop down later on that.
Yeah, I can. Why? You ordering food? You gonna finally order some food, Frank?
You leaving, Dave? Okay. I guess we're going then.
All right, you gentlemen have a good day.
Come on, squirrel. We do have a lot of different names.
What? Windows 10. Oh my goodness. Now, I thought I did do this. Excuse me one moment while I kick around over here. I'm going to try and run a tool. One of our cleanup utilities on this computer here. It kind of locked up and went. Went nowhere fast. Let's run it as admin and see what happens. Yes, and we have web root running, so it may not actually run. Extremely likely it's a good program. We're going to scan now. So it did pull out 52 the first time. And while we're here, let's go ahead and get some probes out and see if our battery's pretty dead. If it's just too low of a voltage to charge, we're going to clean and repair now and pull out however many more. This thing is infected. Sorry, it's not hooked up to the KVM. It is the one that was not starting up for people. So before we go charging a battery, we're going to actually check our voltage. Up said battery. Volts 20. Let's go ahead and get our multimeter test probes on here and see what does it come in at. Okay, so according to the multimeter, where else can I check it? Yeah, this thing is as dead gets. We'll even jump down here and we can check all kinds of voltage. And yeah, we're getting nothing. Nothing at all. So, one problem is the battery won't charge whatsoever. We're going to go ahead and try and get a charge into it quick to see if we can revive this cell. It is completely dead. It won't register anything. Let's go back up to 20 volts just to see how this is going to rate. Yeah, there's nothing. Even if I lay it across two of the contacts, which is kind of tough considering where it's at. Zero on the multimeter. Let's go ahead and get our multimeter test leads. We're going to clamp one of them onto the negative side, one onto the positive side, and see if it will take a charge. It may not. I don't think that's going to make contact there. That looks like it might be. And then we have this side here. I don't like clamping stuff this close together. You know what we're going to do? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a moment and pull our wires out of this. We'll pull each end out of the little plug-in bracket to try and get some voltage to the cell. So our two insides. Okay, so the inside, let's see which one is this. That goes to the first black. Alright, outsides are, yeah. Okay, so it's staggered. I was just trying to make sense out of how they had them set up. Alright, we have our positive side. 438. Yeah, we gotta pop out of here real shortly. We gotta grab them both. There's both of them. They're touching. And we'll go ahead and pull out the negative side as well. Maybe. Let's do a do-over. try and pull out the negative side of this wiring for the battery. There's one, and we need the second one. We'll clamp it up and try and get a base charge into this thing. Now, going back to one way to revive lithium-ion, lithium polymer battery, and it's not safe. You don't want to do it for an extended period of time, but you can do it. You're not going to charge it like a lithium-ion or lithium polymer. You're going to charge it like a nickel metal hydride. We want to set those far enough apart where they're not going to make connection with each other. Nickel metal hydride. Let's go. Let's lower the amperage. We're going to go down to 0.5 amps, which would be what, 0.500 milliamps, I guess. And let's see if we can get this to take any sort of charge. So it's reading 3.4. Yeah, it's dropping down dead. 2.96 volts. It started out at 3 point something, and it's actually starting to build back up. It's up to 2.99. We'll let this run for a moment. I hope you could see my charger here. I know it's not great. Shut up, I don't know you. While that's happening, I'm going to pick up a few things here. I'll let a charge go into this for a few moments, and then even though it says it's charging, it's not charging when you're plugged into the device itself. So we're going to let this get a charge on for like a moment, and then we will put the multimeter to the battery to see if it is indeed maintaining that charge at least any level. If it is, we may just need to revive it a little bit with the RC charger and then be able to plug it back into the connector and charge it normally how they meant it to be charged from the factory. That is my hope, that the battery just needs revived and it'll charge normal. If not, we will get a replacement battery and see what that will do for it. Of course, if there's something wrong with this actual tablet itself, even though it says it's charging, it's not. That could be logic board related. We'll find that out. Definitely 100% in a different video. We're up to 3.17 volts in counting, down or up. That's up from 2.96. It started in the threes and dropped all the way down to the 2.96, 2.94, and has been building its way back up. Let's hit stop there, and we'll go ahead and pull our negative side, pull the positive, and see what our multimeter will read at. And my smart person just put away the multimeter. So let's check her out quick and see, is the battery holding any type of voltage for us. Let's grab our positive side and our negative side. And we are at 3 point something volts. So with a base charge in it. Now that it does have some type of base charge, let's attempt to put this battery back together. And it was stepped outside and then an inside, or outside and then an inside and then another outside. So we'll try and reassemble this as quick as possible. It is time to cut out of here, people. Time to go do the day job at night. Alright. Press those connectors down so wires stay locked in. And then we need our outside to the inside. So I'm kind of hoping this sat on the shelf for quite a while. and the battery was just depleted from not being charged, and that was the dead on arrival that the user experienced. With the battery plugged back in, let's get my charger out of the way and see what we can do about charging this thing normally. We'll let it set for till tonight, and I'll come back down and check. Maybe we'll do an after hours continuing this. When we plug it in, we do get our blue charge light like we did normally. However, it went out pretty rapidly. They could have the wires mixed up. Okay, so we do have a charge light again, but that meant nothing before. Let's see. Can we flash the display before I cut out of here? If not, we will continue this another time. And the display is lighting up with a dead battery sign compared to before. Allegedly, it's charging. It's doing nothing though, so we're going to go ahead and let it sit like that for a while with a somewhat of a charge in the battery, and I will stop back later on. Possibly we will do an after hours then. That was a short one. Hopefully that is our fix, our solution for anyone watching. That is a way to revive a battery if you have a power supply, more specifically a charger, which isn't just another form of a power supply, like a charger for RC batteries and whatnot. Thanks for watching. Leave some comments down below. Think about subscribing, sharing, getting it out there. And have a good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Wherever you are, it's one of those. Enjoy it. Fix something. Get your hands dirty. Help someone out. We're going to start powering down the circus. Give me a moment here. I got to fix my softbox. It's falling apart. My softbox doesn't like packaging, or heat doesn't like packaging tape, does not like heat. I guess I'll say it like that. So we're going to get a cloth cover and permanently affix it to that instead of relying on packaging tape. Anyhow, have a good weekend. I will see anyone that checks it out Sunday for the podcast. We'll see them people. We will stop back and check on this later. Don't expect it, I'm not promising, in after hours, but we'll see what comes of this battery. Will this battery live again? Will we make it great again? Kitty, what do you say? Will the battery be great again or not? Find out possibly later. Have a good one, people.